Hello. This is Care speaking very carefully in her new cheap ass microphone from Timu that I thought I would get to make the sound better. So, as it's not about the messenger, it's always about the message. So, I'm here today to give you a message. Now, I've been having a lot of messages come in for a long time now, but I didn't really know what to do with them. I was using them for my own life. So I've been growing a lot. Oh my goodness. I found a lot of growth in life if I am to reflect on past growth is often in my hardest times, the most suffering, the most pain, the most heartache, the most tears, frustration. That is later on when I've looked back, I've gone, oh my golly gosh, that's when I just went as a soul, boom, as a being. It caused a lot of growth. So if I had a time machine and could go back, I probably couldn't change a thing because otherwise I wouldn't be at the point I'm at now. So each time I've recognized it is the nasty bits that can cause a lot of growth. But oh, sorry if that's loud. I'm still getting to work this microphone and I've had a bit of trouble. I thought, oh, that's perfect. That's great. And I feel professional. I'm not really. I will never be a professional because I like having fun. I like being light. I don't want to be too serious, even though sometimes I can be talking about very serious things. I want to bring in that lighter energy that actually helps people, you hopefully, move through that. Because now this is something really important, and I was thinking about it recently. You are not here to listen to me and my stories, even if it is relating through my own experience. You are here because I might have something to say that helps you. Like everyone is on a journey of self. And even though not in the selfish way, but in a way that you want to grow and learn and expand. You want to find the keys to life. You want to know the meaning of life and the meaning of the universe. And a part of you knows that there are answers. There is an answer trail, a trail of breadcrumbs in the world. And it can come in the form of people, places, things. And there may be something I have to say that can help you. Because I know there's a lot of things other people have been saying on other podcasts and channels. As there's a lot of actual intuitive tarot channels that spontaneously came into my life. I didn't even know it was a thing. I had no idea there was online tarot until what year are we now? 2026. So probably 2023. It just popped up on my YouTube. I'm like, oh, what's that? And it led me on a trail. It led me on a trail of realization. It enlightened a lot of things in my life. It caused a lot of turmoil, a lot of upheaval. My whole life imploded in a sense, but I would not be able to change a thing because I wouldn't be where I am now. And I feel, in a way, in our world, in our society, it's the same thing. There is a lot of bad stuff, but can we alchemize it into something good? I had a realization a little while ago. I realized I was a filter. I filtered energies. Oh, I should backtrack. Hang on, let me take a few steps back. I feel because I'm very sensitive. I've always been very sensitive. It caused me to be very depressed, especially as a teenager. I felt so many feelings all the time that it affected who I was in that moment, but I took on everything as if it was me. And I thought all these feelings of everything, this overwhelmment, this intensity was all me. I've since learned that as a sensitive person or empath, I think is the title a lot of people have been using, I feel as many other empaths do. And really, everyone does. It depends on whether you tune into it or not. Like we are all able to do what anyone else is able to do. It's a matter of intention and tuning in and leaning into things. So you may lean into mediumship, and that might be something that comes up for you. You may lean into creativity, to music, to art, to writing, and that gift will develop with you, but you've got to practice it. Having a live practice is very important, even on the personal front. I talked about having a protective practice in a recent video, which I find really, really important because I love hindsight and in a respect that so what we lean into, what we put our attention to. I've also mentioned this phrase or saying, where focus goes or attention goes, energy flows, and whatever you're looking at, whatever you're immersed in, grows. So that is very important because that's on every level. That's if you're a sports person, whether it is you're writing a book, you want to write a book, focus, you will write that book. Whether it's music or art or health, gardening, extreme sports, anything, like whatever you put your attention to, what you have the passion for, and we all have different passions, is what will grow. So I also wanted to say that the world, as I've realized, is not what I thought it to be. And I think a lot of people are finding that now, that life is not what we were brought up to believe is the real reality, as I like to call it. What is the real reality, Care? Well, the real reality that I am finding is that we are not just humans here on this planet that is not alive. There's nothing else out there. It's just us, and there's just millions and millions of different species all crammed on to the last planet that's left with life. I don't think that is the real reality. I am leaning towards the real reality, and this is through a lot of research, a lot of listening, a lot of reading, a lot of looking, searching, and leaning into, is that we are energetic spiritual beings, and we are part of the one source energy, which some people call God. I do use the term universe or source myself, but we're all part of that. We are a fragment. We're like a ray of the sun. If the sun was source energy, we are all our individual rays. And we have real experiences, like reality experiences, because we want to learn and grow and expand and really understand and encapsulate what it is to be, because otherwise, what are we doing? Are we just shining our rays, our light? So there's a lot of value in this, but within that, there is polarity. We have good and bad, we have up and down, we have left and right, we have happy and sad. And it's a big learning game. And I think I've mentioned this in a previous video, that I feel like also, so we've been as universal energy sun rays doing this for a very, 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 very long time. And we have over that long time covered every lesson everything we can learn, every aspect, every act, every abomination, every triumph, every trial through the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. And now it is a choice. So we get to choose what we want to experience. We know what we could have, and now we get to choose. But the problem is a lot of people, a lot of spiritual beings having this human experience don't realize that they have a choice. So this is me telling you, and there's other people telling you, oh, did you see those birds behind me? I love birds. They're like my messengers. Birds, feathers, orbs, lights, the earth. So let me not get off track. So we now are realizing that we have a choice. We don't need to perpetuate the dark stories. Unfortunately, there is a lot of, well, no, not a lot actually, a very small group of us that have been caught up so much in the momentum of the dark side of the force that they're kind of stuck now, and they're panicking because the frequency of our planet, so Earth, Mother Gaia, life giver, nurturer, provider of food and everything, is evolving herself. And her frequency is raising. There's a lot of people sort of looking at the Schumann resonance. So there's interesting data you can look up to sort of see that in evidence. So we must go with her. But I also sort of see it like cell splitting. So there's a lot of talk about this two Earth split. And when I think on it, when I meditate on it, that imagine cell splitting. So the Earth has been the Earth. But now it's time for her evolution, and she is splitting into the next evolutional version of herself. And it's on a higher frequency, a bandwidth that we either raise up and go with that version, or we stay where we are. And I feel like this version of Earth now, where it's at, will still be here. I don't really know what happens. I think so many people are on the edge of their seats, waiting and watching. I don't think we should just wait, though. I think we can be part of it. Waiting and watching, though, because I don't really know if anybody completely knows what is going to happen. But a lot of people are doing their best to help other people, which is amazing. So imagine it is going to split, and there is a version that's going to be higher, on a higher vibration, where it's not the same power, greed, war system, poverty, scarcity. It's a higher version where, and this is something beautiful I heard, and I would love to be on this version of Earth, where the new currency, and even on this version of Earth, our currency isn't money, it's our energy, it's our focus, it's our attention. But on this newer, higher vibrational version of Earth, it is synchronicity, and that is just beautiful. So everybody is nurtured and nourished to really do what their passion is, what they feel their purpose is. And then you just do what you do, and so everyone else is doing what they do. Some people are the food growers, and they grow all this beautiful food without pesticides. I should do a whole other thing on this. Why is it that we poison our food with pesticides to kill another creature, yet we then go, oh, it's fine for me, I'll eat it? And the poisons that we've been spraying on our food, which we know are bad, but we're still doing it. That is a whole other level, though, on the dark side of the force. So we know it's bad, but we eat it anyway, and we wonder why so many people are sick and have health problems. But anyway, let me not get too off track. So, yeah, so in this new earth, the currency becomes synchronicity, and everybody is doing their bit, and because you're doing yours, and it could be, you could be a singer, you could be an artist, you could be a writer, but then someone's growing the food, and someone's doing the gardens, and someone else is doing the building and the structures, the roads. So we just go, I'm doing my bit. So I go get my food. I'm not in scarcity or lack, so I only get what I need. There's an abundance of everything. But in this dimensional version of Earth that we're in at the moment, it has been very dense. It has been a lot of suffering. There's been a lot of control. There is a lot of control, but the control system now is dismantling. It's imploding. And it doesn't take like 50% of humanity to shift things. It's actually, this is a very important thing to realize, is that one who is coming from joy and enlightenment literally cancels out 10 million who are not. Think about that. And think about also how, if this is something, and I've talked about it with a lot of my friends, or a few of my friends who are on the same wavelength, that when two come together who are coming from joy, happiness, harmony, love, enlightenment, they are worth, they cancel out 50 million people. When three people who come together in this joy, harmony, peace, love, that's like 100 million. So it compounds. So it's really important right now that you know these things and you seek out these things, you lean into these things, because you're making a difference to the state of the world right now. And you're also helping others to raise up, because even though we seem so separate, and in this denser world that's been encouraged, we put each other in boxes, tick the boxes that you are in. I'm not a box person, never been a box person. I've always busted out of boxes, or not even allowed anyone to put me in the first place. Peacefully, though, I'm a peaceful warrior, not a antagonist. But so imagine now, even though we seem like we're separate, like this is my body and this is the microphone, that's the lamp, and you're over there, we have collective energy that actually pulls. So when you look after yourself and you make sure you're on path, and you're eating well, sleeping well, leaning into the right energies and information, making sure if you do see things like war and fear and poverty and scarcity and crime, that you can pivot from it to the solution, because that's the problem. Let's go to the solution. So therefore, then you're feeling good, you're feeling in a high vibration, your energy is pulling into the great pool of the collective. And you're actually like, the more of us who do that, not in like an asshole sort of, I'm just looking after myself. When you go out into the world and you shine that, and you smile and you share with people and you uplift people and you bring joy wherever you go, like you're actually lifting. And even in your own energy in yourself, even if you just sat at home on the grass and sent your love out, that is helping people, because we are then raising as a collective energy. And as we raise people up, or raise the pool up, it allows other people to lift themselves. They just are raised. They are buoyanted. Is that a word? They become buoyant with the flow of our energy that is uplifting, and then they start to see things for themselves. Because now, I can't remember exactly where I heard this, but I love this saying, and it is, the truth cannot be told, only realized. So We can't force people to see things our way. We can't make people and say, you must do this or else. It doesn't work that way because people will be blind to something. You can't see what you're not on the frequency of. So it can only be realized, and we must all be patient with everyone else, but just focus on self because everything is internal, and you are creating your own private little universe. But we do, we are all family. We are all brothers and sisters in spirit. And it does matter. So, like, I remember thinking to myself a while ago, this is like way decades ago, I don't think I can be happy unless everyone is happy. Because I was looking at the world, and this would have been a few decades ago, I was still watching the news, and it depressed me so much. And it did bring me to that point where I couldn't anymore, which was the best thing that happened to me because it shifted my perspective and it enabled me to raise enough and then to start seeing things I hadn't seen before. And then the journey unfolded. So I think I really, really don't want to have these videos too long. So I'm going to stop there, but I'd really like to know what you think, and I'd really like to know if this microphone does make a difference. Is it worth me using? It's kind of cool. I mean, I don't really like the headphones so much, but it does make me, I think I'm speaking better just by having these on, and I can hear my voice better. I definitely think I've had less ums and ers. But let me know. I'm going to just stop, but I'd love to know what you think. What are your thoughts? And are you actually looking after yourself? And if you're here, because we are like magnets and you draw into your life what it is you need. And, affirm that every day. I only draw things into my life that uplift me, because you can actually draw by default, or just if you're in that negative sort of energy, you can draw a whole string of bad stuff. So do it consciously. And if this does help you, let me know. And I love talking about this stuff, which is what the world is, who we are. I feel like we should just stop everything, to be honest, and say, right, we've realized that there's more to this life experience. Can we just stop and work it all out together and just put most things on pause? Let's make sure everyone's fed, everyone's got water, everyone's got a home, everyone's safe and protected. But let's work this out and stop all the busyness until we take care of the foundation of who we are. Who are we? Who the are we? Let's start there. And, I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised. I know I'm pleasantly surprised to have the understanding that there's way more to us than you might ever have imagined. Because when I think I knew it when I was really young, and then it kind of got squashed out. But that's okay. That was all part of it. Oh, that just came in and disappeared in a second. It was about the journey of knowing thyself. Like sometimes you have to not know yourself and then have the pleasure of the working out. Otherwise it's like getting a present and it's not even wrapped, and you bought it yourself and you knew it and you got it yourself. When you get something and it's wrapped and you didn't even know you were going to get a present, and oh my goodness, like, isn't that a different feeling to, I got something, I knew it all the time? No, I didn't know it. I got it and it's amazing. And I think this is where we're at. We're at the unwrapping of our true identity, of ourselves, of our lives. And then we're just going to keep unwrapping. We'll kind of know, which will be fine, but there'll be more presents, more unwrappings for us to just revel in and enjoy and create together. And let's give each other presents that are just beautiful and wrap them beautifully so people can just go, oh my goodness, how cool is this? All right. Before I hit the 30-minute mark, I'm going to say thank you for listening. Please let me know what you think, what your thoughts are, where you are leaning into. And also let me know, is it worth me using my cheap ass Temu, I think it was $37 on special, and my microphone, does it actually work or is it not worth it? Let me know. Okay, much love to all, and I'm sure I'll be back because I'm feeling like I'm on a roll now. I feel like I'm coming into my purpose, so I'm going to keep allowing this unwrapping, unfurling, unrolling to happen. Okay, have a beautiful day, and I will be back soon.